I apologize. I have to continue this video because somebody knocked at my door and they wanted to see if I had a broken window. Nope, don't have a broken window. See how people interrupt you? Thank goodness I'm still in my thought. I'm just going to continue with this. It says to reflect on your priorities. Reflect on your priorities. What is important to you? What is important to you? When you reflect on your priorities, you know what makes you whole. You know what's important to you. Let me tell you something. There are people in this world that want to hurt you and block your blessings. But when you take charge of your life and you know who you are, they lose that power over you. Prioritize what is important in your life. If I'm in a relationship, there are certain things that I will tolerate and certain things I will not. Do you know what you would tolerate? Do you know there are some people that will tolerate so much nonsense just to say they are in a relationship? You have to know what you want. I tell you this because we have one life to live, okay? One life to live. How we live our life depends on us. We are so afraid, some of us, let me not say everybody, we are so afraid to be alone. You want to grow old in love. You want to grow old with somebody who cares for you, somebody who recognizes you for who you are, somebody who prioritizes you to make you know that, hey, you matter to me. You're part of my world. When you stay in a relationship just to say you got somebody, girl, I got a man. Yes, I have a woman. And you have that representation, but you're not really happy. When you get to old age and you look back and you stayed with someone because you were comfortable, but you never experienced heart-wrenching love, where I'm so glad you're part of my life. I'm so glad that you're there for me, with me. You lose out. You lose out. Why do you think? It says Garnet Queen Tarot, inspired to rise. Because this is a time when you get in tune with your feelings. You detox from all the negativity, all the naysayers, all the haters in the world. Even if you got to deal with them on a regular basis. When you come home, this should be a place where you feel that peace, love, and solace, that harmony. If you come home and you're more unhappy than you were outside, that's crazy. Isn't that crazy? You staying with somebody, whether it's for financial assistance, whether it's because that's all you know, but you're fearful in going home. You're fearful in being yourself. You have a partner that's so jealous that they want to blame you for everything and cuss you out. Yeah, we all have disputes with our partners and things like that, but when you're constantly being called out your name or accused of things you didn't do, and you just say, you know what, at least I'm not by myself. At least I know I'm going home to somebody. And then some partners will tell you, yeah, you leave me, you ain't gonna have nobody. Nobody gonna want you. You got too many kids. You got this. You ain't that pretty. You ain't. That's nasty. And a lot of times they do that because they don't want to lose you. So they figure if they put you down and you start believing it, they don't have to ever worry about you leaving. You're ending this year, and you need to end it on a positive note. Know you are loved. Love starts with your source. Your source loves you unconditionally. Let that transfer to you, where you love yourself unconditionally. We all have something about ourselves that we're not too pleased with. You know, we all have some imperfection. There's no perfect person. When you see somebody pretty and you say, oh, you know, if they have a man or something like that, you know, she's so pretty, he's so handsome, you know nobody going to leave them. Just because your outer beauty is there and exists doesn't mean inner beauty exists as well. When you love yourself from the inside out, you're able to recognize people that bring ugliness to you and don't have your best interests at heart. It's fulfilling to know that somebody appreciates you for who you are and helps you to shine. They compliment you. But if you got somebody that's like, you lucky to be with me. You know, I'm all of this and I'm all of that. If you're joking with your mate and stuff like that, that's fine. That's fun. That's playing with each other. But when somebody is sincerely letting you know that you're nothing without them, you're actually in agreement with them because you're staying with them because you feel like you're nothing without them. It's misery loves company, and it's better to be miserable by yourself than allow that misery to take over your life and you spend the rest of your life miserable. Look at that. Be proud of yourself. Let me tell you something. If you all don't know, my favorite color is green. Green represents prosperity. It represents money. It represents a peaceful, harmonious being, existence. So whenever I see green in a reading or in anything, I know that something is coming forth that's beautiful. That's part of my life. It's not all ugly. You notice that when it's dark and gloomy and rain is falling, what does rain do? It waters the greenery so it could thrive, so it could grow. Any circumstance, any situation, you have to be able to reflect on it and turn it into something positive. Are you able to do that? If some situation is negative and it happens, like my brother passing, I talk about him all the time, but I miss him because out of all my siblings, he's the kind of brother, and he was a Leo. He was August 13th. He was the kind of brother that he will cuss you out. You say something negative and nasty to him, or you mess with his kids, 4 kids, he would turn the situation around and put you in your place. Okay? He will put you in your place. And he's done. He's not somebody that would carry a grudge and hate you forever. He said what he had to say. He's not somebody that holds things in. He say what he had to say. You get pissed off, you get pissed off. But he cleansed his heart. He cleansed his feelings. And then he'll come back talking to you like 30 minutes later. So what we doing, what we eating tonight, or what we, it's like, bro, do you realize what you just said to me? And now you want to come and act like we cool? Get out of here. But he would make you laugh because he held no malice. When my brother passed away, he had a free spirit. You knew he was flying high because that's how he was. He got right with his source at the end of his life. He spoke to all his family members. He had cancer. He knew he was dying. He was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in 2016. And they said that he only had a few months to live. He didn't die till 2023. Only your source can determine when you leave this earth. And when you get right with people, you put that extension on your life so that when you're gone, you're at peace. Make sure that you don't have hatred for people in your heart, in your being. Make sure your heart is clear. Don't hate people for no reason. If you hate people because of the color of their skin or what they look like, how could they control that? I'm black. How could I control the color of my skin? So you hate me because of the color of my skin, which I had no control over. Think about it. Make sure you get right in your life. This is detox time. It's to cleanse yourself. Hateful people do hateful things. And even if they think they get away with things, they don't. It comes back and bites them hard. That's why you forgive. Make sure that's part of your agenda, to forgive people. Now, I'm not saying that you got to go talking with them and hanging out with them. I'm just saying you don't let them take up residency in your head, where you're thinking about them and hating them, and your heart is part of it, and it's all tied in knots. Open your heart to receive love. You know what detox does? If you take a laxative or anything, it cleanses out all that garbage. It makes you free up to be whole. My parents used to make us take purges on the weekend. Well, not every weekend, but at least twice a month, to cleanse all that grime and dirt and everything in our system. I was like, I don't want to be on the toilet all weekend long. I don't want to be. And I didn't understand it. My mom, my dad, that was a practice. Because things build up. Just like anger, it builds up. When you don't release it, I don't care. You find something that's a stress reliever. But you don't want to carry around that crap with you all the time. You want to let go. Detoxing is a good thing. It helps you to free yourself of extra luggage, extra baggage. Let me tell you, I love tarot. You know why? I might not always do it like everybody else. And people say, oh, you're not like this one, not that one. To me, only the source could reveal everything in detail. Tarot readers try their best because they see a lot of things. We see things. We see things. And you pick up on different vibrations. There are certain people that if I go near them, I can pick up on their vibration. Like one of my sister-in-laws, just a hateful person. And whenever I was around her, it's like my heart tugged. I couldn't describe it. It's just this anxious feeling where you knew something was going on, or she was in the midst of doing something negative. You just couldn't put the nail on the head, but the vibration was picked up. Have you ever been around somebody that when you're around them you feel good and happy just from their vibes, and you know they're sincere? And there's some people that even if you deal with them, you're always very cautious with how you approach things with them. Geminis pick up those vibrations quite a bit. Quite a bit. Not everybody is your friend. Not everybody is meant to be in your life. You know, there are people that can't help themselves. They envy you. You know, when somebody says to somebody, you think you cute. Oh, she thinks she cute. No, you think I'm cute. You're impressed by me and it bugs you. So therefore you want to break me down, tear me down because of the fact that you can't stand to be around my spirit. Denzel Washington always says that your spirit could irritate people. When you're somebody that's happy or go lucky and you look for the best in life and the best in things, some people get irritated by that because they can't stand you because you just change things in life. You look from the lens of joy, of understanding. You're inspired to do better. You're inspired to rise and be a better version of yourself. And some people don't like who they are. They fall short, so they want to take it out on you. You have nothing to do with that. I don't have control over what you think of me. And for you to spend your life trying to get people to like you. To like you? I remember somebody said to me, you intimidate me. Why? What have I done to intimidate you? Because when you like yourself and you find your purpose and you go after it without the approval of others, some people can't stand you. I used to really, really care what people thought about me. Really, I'm not going to lie. And then I realized that sometimes you do things out of the goodness in your heart, and people will twist it and make it something nasty. And it hurts because that was not your intention. And no matter how you try to explain that's not what you meant, they continue to condemn you, even though that's not what you meant. And you try to explain. Some people say, I believe you. And some people say, nah, really? Nah, I don't believe you. That used to hurt me because sometimes I could see things, and then I started gaining this clarity and this understanding with people. And then you get to a point where you start seeing through people and their intentions. Like if there's a friend around and you know they joke around but they like your man or your woman, and they try to cause some friction or things slip out of their mouth that you might have shared with them, that was intent. That was their intent. I'm telling you, that's why we're going to be going through this process, because I want everybody to start this new year on a positive note and believe in themselves and be inspired and continue to rise up. Even if you get back down, like I always say, practice what you preach. My friends know that because they always want to give advice, but they don't follow through on the same advice that they give. I'm telling you. Let me tell you one thing. I had a friend, I remember in high school. I mean, when I tell you, we lived 2 blocks from each other. And we used to walk to each other's house all the time. We rode the school, not the school bus, but transit bus together. Went to school, came back, did everything together. My friend, my confidant for years. Then there was a guy in school. I remember we were seniors and he was a junior. I liked him and he liked me. But my friend was like, are you crazy? You represent so much in this school. And, you know, you're like top of the list tier. Why would you date somebody younger than you in 11th grade and you're in 12th? You're a senior. You can't talk to him. And he was so nice, so handsome. And he asked me out so many times, and I just, because my friend was telling me, she said, you're respected in the school, and people would start talking about you and laughing at you and stuff. Like you couldn't get somebody on your own level, your own age bracket, everything. So I said, okay, and I kept putting him off. Next thing you know, I got off the bus, and I was walking, and I see her and him walking down the block together, holding hands. My heart just started beating real hard. Now, mind you, she was a senior too, but we had graduated. And I remember it was the summer after graduation. And I said, hey, how y'all doing? I didn't say anything at that time. And they're like, we're good and stuff like that. And he looked at me and she looked at me and stuff. And I said, anyway, let me hurry and get home. Y'all have a good one. And then she had called me and she was like, I haven't, and this was a few days later, she said, I haven't heard from you in a while. What's up? I said, nothing much. You know, just working and trying to do what I need to do. And she said, oh, let me explain. That was the guilt taking over. Let me explain about why I'm talking to, what's his name? And I was like, what? What do you mean? I said, you know something? I really don't want to hear it, because I said, you had told me not to talk to him. We the same age. She said, well, he's a senior now in high school. We graduated. So it doesn't matter anymore, because it's like, who cares about them people from school now? She said, when we was in school, it was different, but you the one who stopped talking to him on that level. So he started trying to ask me out, and I said, okay, I'm not even in school no more. And I looked at her, and this was somebody that I really loved. Our parents knew each other. We were friends. And that hurt me to my core because I allowed the voice of someone else to dictate my path. And I promised myself, unless I'm learning from a mentor or something, or my instructor, my teacher, and I know they may have my best interest at heart, I'm not going to allow people to control me to that extent ever again in my life. So, like I said, be proud of yourself, who you are, what you've learned, what you picked up along the way. Honor your feelings. If you feel a certain way about something, accept that. Your intuition is not going to lie to you. There are things that all of us are able to do. And one thing is we have to follow our intuition. If something doesn't feel right, proceed with caution. And be ready to receive the message that will be revealed to you, because it will come. But you have to be awake, alert, and pay attention to receive it. Okay? And last but not least, look at this card. Isn't this a beautiful card? I think it's gorgeous. It's the new moon in Cancer. Relax. Bottom line, relax. So just like every card, take a reality check. That's the full moon in Capricorn. Reflect on your priorities. That's the last quarter moon in Aquarius. Know you are loved. That's the new moon in Libra. Be proud of yourself, which is one of my favorite cards, of course. That's the last quarter moon in Taurus. Honor your feelings. That's the first quarter moon in Pisces. And like I said, new moon in Cancer. Relax. Every experience in your life has a meaning behind it. And it's up to you to gain that clarity and understanding by listening to your intuition, so the messages could be revealed and you could place them accordingly. Don't just go through life existing. Figure things out. Get the true meaning and understanding. Be proud of who you are. Honor your feelings. Follow your intuition. Take time to breathe and relax and acknowledge that you are thinking through things. Don't just respond. Think through and make a decisive decision. I promise you, you won't regret that. Until we come aligned and in tune again, let's continue to love ourselves. Let's continue to grow. Let's continue to recognize the messages that are meant for us. This is my month for detox, and next month, where you gain that clarity and understanding, where you figure out who's meant for you and who's not, where you cut off relationships that don't bring you the blessings you are supposed to be receiving. Close those doors that represent naysayers. Block out that negative energy and find your true self. Prioritize who you are and what you need and what you want. Today is a new day to flourish. Garnet Queen Tarot, where we are inspired to rise and be our best selves. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for sharing your messages with us. Take care and have a good one. Garnet Queen Tarot. Be inspired to rise and be your best self. Talk soon.